So let me start off by sharing the quote. I think Dominic shared, but I'll say the whole thing. Until the story of the hunt is told by the lion, the tale will always glorify the hunter, right? That's our mantra at Paukwa. So like Walid says, we tell the stories that we want to hear from the perspective that we think is important. What we do is that we're cognizant that we live in a globalized world with tools that are not under our control, right? So we decided we're going to not just get mad, but we'll be active in our anger, and we will tell the stories that we want remembered. And let me give you an example. So I don't know if you know this, but about 4%, less than 4% of the content that is on the internet is generated from this continent. So what that means is that eventually we are being erased, not just in our own stories, but just even in our representation. But we all use this internet every single day, right? There's a generation of children who don't know anything else but going online. And so what we try and do is say that we will use these tools to be as vocal about the version of the story that we want ourselves. And I can't remember the year. I think it was 2017 or 2018. Dusit happened, right? You remember the terrorist attack? And horrible, horrible images were shown by global media in a way that they would have never done that for dead people in Western countries, but our dead were not honored. And of course, KOT were like, someone tell New York Times, right? And they got mad. And what we decided to do was to get active, because we're like, you know what, people will, when they look up Dusit, what do we want them to see? And so we did a collection called Kenya Pamoja, and we told stories of what happened in Nairobi from different perspectives that day. We told the story of a man whose wife was trapped in the complex and what he had to go through. We told the story of a volunteer with the Red Cross who had literally joined the Red Cross like 3 months earlier, but everybody would see his jacket and be like, I need you, right? And so the fear that he was going through. We told the story of 2 cousins. One was working in the Dusit complex, in the Riverside complex. The other one was at school in Consolata. And they experienced this, and they share a name because they were named for the same grandfather. So they experienced this, a 7-year-old boy and a 25-year-old young man, in very different ways. We told the story of a reservist who came, to do what he had to do. We told the stories of people who were lost. And in that way, we humanized the experience of the terror attack, not just as the way that, oh, terror happens in Kenya, look, it's happening again, but we told the stories of people. And now when people search for that, they will not just see the New York Times articles and the rest. They will also see what we as Kenyans told. We told the story of how people donated blood. The mamas who came and gave tea to the people who were volunteering the whole night. That's what we want remembered. And so what do? We tell the tale of the hunt from our perspective, and we make sure that these tools that we have at our disposal, we've weaponized them for ourselves.